Slowly bring yourself, release your face and let that tension filter through your body and sink into the ground for one more breath. And on the exhale, come back to center. Slowly bring yourself up, straight spine. Roll the shoulders out. From here, let's do a nice seated twist pose. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind the back. With your spine straight, take your breath to center. On the exhale, very gently look over the left shoulder. And try to keep your back straight, shoulders are relaxed. Now this is a gentle spinal twist, so I want you just to be very careful with your spine. So you don't have to torque your back or your neck, even if you go just a little bit. You find that place that feels just right. Stay there. Get the breath flowing. If you find you want to go a little deeper, then do it on your exhale. We always move on the exhale. And this is releasing the spine, keeping it nice and flexible and agile and supple, releasing the nerves, the blood vessels, the muscles up and down your spine. One more breath. On the exhale, come back to center, go all the way to the other side. Left hand on the right knee, right hand behind the back, take a breath to center. And on the exhale, very gently and slowly look over the right shoulder. Even in the twist pose, that breath is exactly the same. It's long and it's smooth, so just relax, slow it down. Close your eyes. If that helps you concentrate and connect with your breath, close your eyes. Just open them up once in a while and see what I'm doing, of course. One more breath. On the exhale, slowly release, come back to center. All right. Now I want you to roll the shoulders out. Roll them out. All right, so we're going to do a nice, very gentle neck stretch from here. So sitting nice and tall, hands are resting gently on the lap. I want you to bow your head. Take your breath. On the exhale, roll your head over the left shoulder. And on the next exhale, roll your head to the back. Moving your body and your neck very, very slowly. On the exhale, roll your head over to the right. Releasing, decompressing those muscles in the neck. On the exhale, roll to the front. Let's stay right here. Let's do the reverse now. With a straight spine, take your breath. On the exhale, roll your head over to the right. Exhale back. And exhale to the left. And exhale to the front. Slowly bring yourself up. Bring your head up very slow and gentle. From here, let's do a nice shoulder shrug. Let's release the tension. Let's start loosening up those shoulders and the upper back. Take your breath. And on the exhale, bring the shoulders up. And I want you to hug your ears with your shoulders as tight as you can. Breathe. This is a nice, easy way to release the tension, like I said earlier, in your upper back and your shoulders. You can do this anytime, and it feels really good. One more breath. And on the exhale, let it go. Just let those shoulders fall. And you can feel the tension starting to release, starting to loosen up. The tension and the stress as well. All right, roll the shoulders up. Roll them out. Forward. And then roll them back. Roll them back. So I want you to put the left hand on the floor beside the left knee. Now, I'll show you what we're going to do, and if you need to use a block, and I'll give you another way you can do it without a block if you don't have a block. If you don't have anything like this, you can use even a book, anything that gives you a little bit of height, all right? Now, one thing I'd like you to remember too is that do whatever feels good for you. Listen to your body, respect your limitations. If it doesn't feel good, you don't have to do it. You can always pull back a little. You make those adjustments when you get into your stretch or your movement or your posture. You can make that little adjustment, all right? Following the rhythm of the breath, of course. Now, this particular stretch here, if you can, elbow's going to be on the floor. If you find that's literally too deep of a stretch, if it's really not going to be comfortable for you, you can set your block and then rest your elbow on your block. You can bring your block up nice and high if you like, it doesn't matter. And if you don't have a block, you can just reach out and rest on your arm, and I'll show you what we're going to be doing from here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have my hand on the floor or on the block, or right here. You can inhale, right arm up. Exhale, as you lean either on, the left elbow is on the block, on the floor, Or if you want, just reach out. You can bend your elbow if you like. Reach up to the ceiling. And those of you who are a little more flexible, you can reach a little bit more to the left if you like. Spread those fingers like rays of sunshine. If you find this is a little uncomfortable, just readjust your arm. That's all. Make sure the left elbow and arm and shoulder are nice and lined up, being aware of your alignment. And the right arm, make sure the shoulder, the arm, everything is lined up to the side of the body so that you're not leaning forward or you're not twisted back. Breathe. And let's lengthen the right side of the body. You feel it. Wonderful stretch. One more breath. On the exhale, bring the right hand slowly to the right knee. Stay in this position with the left elbow. And on the exhale, I'd like you to push away. Bring the right shoulder a little closer to the left knee. Now you can bend the elbow. You can soften the elbow or keep it straight. This is a stretch for the upper back, the shoulder, and you feel it all the way down. So just ease yourself into your stretch. Follow the rhythm of the breath. Don't force your body. Even if you barely move, it doesn't matter. That's exactly where you need to be. On the exhale, bend the elbow, stay low, come to center. Bring yourself up, straight spine all the way. Roll the shoulders out a little if you need to. And let's go to this side here. So if you're using your block, take your little block and put it beside the right knee or your hand. Or if you're not using a block at all, you can just reach out from here, all right? I'm going to keep my hand on the floor for this one. Left hand on left knee, sitting nice and tall. Let's inhale, left arm up. Exhale as you lean on the block, the floor, or like I said earlier, if you wanted to reach up this way, you don't even have to put your elbow on the floor. Reach up. Now make sure your left sit bone or your left hip stays on the floor. If you decide to reach over and you start kind of moving off the floor and wiggling around, reposition your body. I really want you to feel anchored to the floor. And reach and stretch. Breathe. Another breath. Every breath you take is long and smooth. Every breath through the whole class is exactly the same. So don't hold your breath and don't forget to breathe either. One more. On the exhale, left hand to left knee. And on the exhale, push away. Keep the arm straight or soften at the elbow. And you can feel that wonderful stretch into the upper back. Just let it happen. One more breath. And on the next exhale, bend the elbow, come to center all the way. Bring yourself up very, very slowly. All right, so from here, let's open up the legs now. So when I'm talking about the breath, I want you to move on the exhale. So when I say the next exhale or your next exhale, that's when I want you to move. You can't necessarily follow my breathing because I have to talk. So just slow it down. Now from here, hands right on the floor. Now make sure your toes are pointing up to the ceiling, all right? So from here, we're gonna try and just lean forward. Those of you who can, you can reach out as far as comfortable, or if you want, just keep your hands here and just focus on leaning forward. This stretch is for the hamstring, the back of the leg. Now having the toes up to the ceiling is a nice gentle calf stretch as well. All right, so here again, leaning forward, hinging at the hips, keep your back straight, head level with your spine. Take your breath. And on the exhale. Now as you're in this position here, you should feel the hamstrings. The hamstrings are usually really tight. So, you might not even have to go very far to feel it. Find that place that feels just right. The breath is flowing. Now release the knees and the thighs. Your knees and thighs are probably tight. They're a little locked up. Try to let them go. Relax them. And breathe. One more breath. On the exhale, come up nice and slow. Very gentle. There's no rush. Let's try that again. This time here, I want you to put your hands onto your knees. Roll the shoulders out if you need to. We're going to do exactly the same thing. So keeping your hands on your knees, you can just lean forward. If you want, you can slide your hands down. If you can reach your toes, absolutely. All right? So just make the adjustment to what works best for you. All right? Following the rhythm of the breath, of course. With a straight spine, take your breath. And on the exhale, lean forward. Keep your hands here if you'd like, or you can move them down. And those of you who can reach your toes, if you want an extra stretch in your upper back, you can point your toes. Again, release the knees. They're probably tight. Let them go. And your thighs, relax them. Bring yourself right into the moment. Be here right now. Be present on your mat where nothing matters, but how you feel in this moment, where you are, what you're doing. And on the next exhale, slide up all the way, nice and slow, all right? So from here, we're going to get into our little butterfly. So bring your feet together. So this is the butterfly or bound angle pose, or some call it the cobbler as well. So now this particular one here, let's work on releasing the inner thighs, the tight buttocks, the pelvic floor groin area, all right? It's a little gentle stretch. It's a hip opener as well, all right? So from here, make sure there's room between the groin area and your heels. So I'm going to give you a couple of different ways to do this one here. If you find sitting in this position is as far as you go, and again, if you have a hard time with your in this position and you have two blocks, you can also support your knees with your blocks if that feels better for you, especially for those hips. Now, if you find sitting like this is as far as you can go, this is it, stay right here. Keep your back straight, just keep your hands on your legs and just focus on your breath. But if you want to go a little deeper with this one here, hands onto the ankles, you can lean forward, gently pressing on the knees. Don't put a lot of weight on the knees, very gentle, focusing on leaning forward, all right? Go as far as comfortable, all right? I'm going to do it this way here, so take your breath, and on the exhale, lean forward. And if those of you who are sitting straight with a straight spine, just relax, breathe. One more breath. And on the exhale, slowly come up, very, very slowly, very gentle. All right, perfect. Now let's stay in this position just a little bit longer. And we're going to flutter our little butterfly wings. So straighten your spine, and I want you just to flutter your wings just a little bit. You don't have to have a big movement. This is a very gentle hip opener. So just kind of waking up those nice hips and releasing all the tight muscles around the hips, all right? Now if your hips are a little looser and you want to flap your wings a little bit more, absolutely. But a very small movement is all that's really necessary, all right? Flapping your little gentle butterfly wings. One more breath. And on the exhale, hands on the knees, gently bring your knees together and let's straighten those legs. All right. Now, comfortable on your sit bone. This is our staff pose. Now this particular is a resting place. And when we're doing anything on the floor, if you find you have to stop for any reason, you just got to kind of chill out and, take a breath and relax, you can come here if you'd like, all right? Staff pose. Now being aware of your posture, sitting nice and tall and proud on your sit bones. Shoulders are relaxed, back is nice and straight, and I want you to point your toes. Now let's reach out with the left hand. I want you to open up the fingers, bend at the wrist, slightly turn it out to the baby finger. Now bring the arm a little lower. We're not going to focus on the shoulder. We're going to focus on the forearm, the wrist, and the hand. So this is a nice stretch for your extensor muscles, wrist, the hand, and even into the fingers. Breathe. Completely relaxed, calm. By turning the hand slightly out to the baby finger, this way we also lengthen and stretch the muscles along the side of the forearms. This way we can do the whole thing. And on the next exhale, straighten the hand, bring it up, and I want you to very gently bring your fingers back. Don't force it, very gentle. And let's stretch and release the muscles, flexor muscles along the bottom into the wrist and into the hand. Now all the stretches that we're doing in our yoga class are called eccentric muscle contractions. So you're actively lengthening and stretching your muscles, releasing the discomfort of tight nerves and releasing those tight blood vessels so your body's able to relay nutrition and information more efficiently through your body, and also working on joint stability. On the exhale, release the hand, bring it onto the lap. Now if you can, I'd like you to bring your heels off the floor, and that's a nice calf stretch. You can keep your heels on the floor if you'd like. Reach out, bend, and turn. Now straighten the spine, relax those shoulders, breathe. Now in this position here, this is called a static move, or isometric, all right? So we're not really moving anything. We're still getting a nice stretch. If you feel your arm, it should be hard. So you don't feel the stretching, but there's a lot of activity going on in your body. On the exhale, straighten hand, bring it up, bring it back. You can smile while you're breathing. You're happy to be here, happy to be on your mat. And on the exhale, release and get these heels on the floor. Relax your knees and thighs, let it go. Now bring your hands up. Let's do a nice little finger exercise. Okay, let's work those nice, lovely fingers. Now from here, what I want you to do is we're going to turn the hands out. I'll do a quick little demo. Is we're going to just fold at the first joint, and then you're going to bend at the knuckle, and then you're going to do a loose fist. Okay, we're going to do that twice. Now when you're working with your thumb, you can follow your thumb. You can work with your thumb as well. Open up the hands, sitting nice and tall. Take your breath. On the exhale, I want you just to do what you can. Kind of fold your thumb at the first joint. And on the exhale, go to the knuckle. And then into a very loose fist. Wrap your thumb around, loose fist. Now let's go backwards. We're moving on the exhale, remember. And up. Let's try that again. So let's get a little mobility, range of motion. Let's loosen up those tight fingers. You know, if you have arthritis or stiff fingers, it's very important we pay attention. Now when you get to your fist, I want you to tighten it now as tight as you can, that's comfortable. Tight fist. And then slowly uncoil, just release them, let them go. Let them open up. And now open them up really, really wide. Stretch those fingers out, release the palm of the hand. All right, and then relax your hands, and I want you to shake them out. Shake your hands out, just shake them out, all right? Loosen things up. Release the tension in the hands and the fingers as well, all right? Roll the shoulders out. Let's work those ankles and those feet. Now from here, I'll give you two different ways. You can lean back if you'd like. Just lean back, but keep your back straight. And if you prefer, you can sit with a straight spine with your hands along the side of your hips, if you'd rather do that. It doesn't matter, all right? So we're going to do a nice plantar flexion. Now I'll give you a quick little demo. The plantar flexion, you're pushing your foot forward and you're bringing it all the way back. Keep the heels on the floor, all right? So the plantar flexion is the action of pushing the foot forward, bringing it back. Working the ankles, the foot, and the toes, but also some lower leg muscles as well, but focusing on the ankles. With a straight spine, let's go. Inhale, push it forward. Exhale back, all the way. Keep going. Following the breath. Remember that breath is long and smooth and complete, so keep it going. Exhale. Inhale forward. Exhale back. And from here, I want you just to relax. Just relax. Let your legs go. Relax your thighs and your knees. All right, so I want you to move those toes around. I want you to play piano with your toes. Let's see if you can wiggle them around. And your fingers as well. And I want you to just do little circles with your ankles. You can move a little faster if you like. But let's just really get everything loosened up. All right? Perfect. All right, so from now we're going to get into our tables. We're going to get onto our hands and knees. This is where my little pad comes in. All right? If you find you need extra padding, you can think of that before you start your class. I have cut up these little mats. These are little Pilates mats, and you can put them underneath your knees or your wrist. Or if you need to, you can use a little towel or something like that, or a very thin pillow. All right, and for your wrist as well, you can also double up your mat. Now this is our table. All right, this is a neutral position. Now checking our alignment. Ankle to knee, knee to hip, knees are hip distance apart, elbows, shoulders, wrists lined up, head is level with your spine. Everything is nice and lined up, so you're nice and safe. Let's do some cat and cow together. Inhale, head up, sacrum up, C-scoop, spine. And on the exhale, arch the back, chin to chest, belly, butt to spine. Follow the rhythm of the breath, inhaling up into your cow. When you get up into your cow, you get a stretch into your chest and your chest into your belly. Stretch into your belly. And when you exhale into your little cat, lengthen that spine, releasing upper back and lower back. Couple more, all the way. Follow the breath. Inhale up, C-scoop spine. When you finish your last set, bring yourself to straight, neutral spine. Now if you want, release your hands, shake your wrists out if you need to. All right. Now from here, we're going to stay in this position a little bit longer. We're going to work our hips. Now, if you find your wrists are getting a little tired, if you want, you can go on your fists That just changes the angle. It takes a little bit of that pressure off your wrist if you need to. Now, staying in this position here, take your breath. On the exhale, push the hip out to the right as you look over the left shoulder. This is called a revolving tabletop. One more breath. On the exhale, swing those hips to the left as you look over the right shoulder. Now just push it out as far as it goes. It's not going to go very far, so you don't have to whip your hip out. And this is a stretch for the hip abductors, the buttock, the lower back muscles. On the exhale, swing those hips to the right as you look over the left shoulder. Try to relax your legs. Let's do one more time. Last time for the left. On the exhale, swing those hips to the left. Look over. And one more breath. On the exhale, come back to center. Now let's prepare to get into our child's pose. Let's take a little rest. From here, you could open up your knees a little wider. Take a breath. On the exhale, I'd like you to try and lean back. All right. Now, we're going to bring ourselves down closer to the floor. If you can't get your forehead onto the floor, don't worry about it. You can rest your forehead on your stacked fists. You can rest your forehead on your block, if you'd like, on your stacked hands, or on the floor. But make sure that your head and your neck are always supported in your child's pose, Balasana. This is a resting, neutral pose. It's also a full body stretch, so just relax. All right. And now is the time to thank yourself for being here, being on your mat, for taking this little time for yourself, to relax, to rest, to breathe, maybe to decompress a little, maybe to re-energize, maybe just to step away from the busyness of our lives, or for whatever's going on in our lives and outside those doors right now. Bring yourself a little bit of peace and quiet, maybe a little sanctuary. No thoughts, no worries, no cares, no anxieties. One more breath. On the exhale, I want you to bring yourself back up to table. Come up very, very slowly. But from here, we're going to get ourselves up to mountain. So I want you to come up standing. So bring yourself up. Come up nice and slow into mid-mat. Roll the shoulders out. Shake the hands out. Shake those legs out. We'll get off the floor for a little while. All right? We're just going to do a few stretches. We're not going to worry about too many postures today. That will come in the future. Let's just loosen things up right now. So this is our mountain Tattasana. And this is another neutral place to be when we're doing our standing sequences or vinyasas. If you have to stop for any reason, you just got to skip a move, or you just want to stop and relax and just catch your breath, come here. All right, feet are hip distance apart, standing nice and tall. Roll the shoulders out a little more. All right, feeling nice and anchored to the floor. All right, being aware of your posture. Let's breathe. Maybe you find focusing and connecting with the breath is easier when you're standing up. Some people find it easier when they're laying down, when they're sitting down. Maybe you can find it a little easier to take that full breath. Breathe. Now while you're here, I want you to do a little checklist. Go through your body looking for tension and try to release it. All right, so wiggle your toes if you like. Check your knees. If they're tight, they usually are, let them go. Your thighs. And if you're not sure how to do that, make them as tight as you can. You have to go to the opposite. Let it go. Your belly, your buttocks, your shoulders. Roll them out a little more if you need to. Let it go. Push away the tension, the stress. Just let it go. Push it right out your feet. Focus on the breath. Inhale, arms up, shoulder height. Exhale, bring them forward. Now this particular one is mostly it's for the shoulders, all right? So take it easy with your shoulders. We're gonna do a standing hand clap. I'll do a quick demo and I'm gonna give you a couple other ways that you can do this, all right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna release and I'm gonna come all the way back and I'm gonna come back forward. Now, if your shoulders, if you have issues with your shoulders, don't worry about going too far back. Go as far as comfortable. If you find you have to lower your arms for comfort, absolutely. All right, don't bring them up any higher though. All right, and just even if you have to move, and if you find that you have to kind of reposition your shoulder to accommodate how you feel, absolutely, don't worry about it. This is focusing on range of motion, mobility of the shoulder, going into the chest as well, into the upper back. So standing nice and tall, arms are shoulder height if that's where you're going to be. Right arm, let's go, inhale, release, inhale back. Exhale. Left, inhale. The only thing moving right now is the arm and the shoulder. Everything else is nice and steady and anchored to the floor. Again, to the right, inhale. And this is called the standing hand clap. One more time to the left, inhale. And back, exhale back. Now let's go all the way. Inhale into a back bend, or just reach up to the ceiling. For one more breath. On the exhale, come down, swan dive, hinging at the hips, soften the knees into ragdoll. Keep the knees soft, and I want you just to hang out. If you find coming down this far, when we have our head below our hips, they're called inversions. If this makes you dizzy, for any reason, come up halfway, put your hands on your knees, and you can do it this way, all right? Always listening to your body. Now, if you're into full ragdoll, let gravity just pull you down. Keep those knees soft and hang out. This is a wonderful full body stretch. Lengthening the spine, releasing those shoulders and the arms. One more breath. On the exhale, bend the knees, come up very slowly, reversing the blood flow. Getting some fresh blood and oxygen into your brains. Roll the shoulders out, all right? So I'm going to do one more, actually a couple more stretches. So I want you to come to the front of the mat. I want you to inhale, arms up, shoulder height. Take your breath. Exhale, step back with the right leg all the way back. Keep your arms here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around so I'm in the same direction as you are. And on the exhale, I want you to turn your feet to the right, turning on the heels. And this is our 5-star. Arms are shoulder height. If your arms are tired, bring them down a little if you need to. Relax your knees and your thighs. 5-star. And prepare for a V lateral stretch. Inhale, right arm up to the ceiling. Left arm goes along the left leg. And you're going to reach up. Reach. And get a wonderful stretch down the right side of your body. This is a lateral stretch, so it's a lateral flexion of the spine, moving the spine from side to side, keeping it nice and flexible. Try to keep your body straight. One more breath. Exhale up. Bring the right arm down as you inhale, left one up. Reach. If you can go a little further to the right. Breathe. Try to relax your knees and your thighs. One more breath. Exhale up. Back to 5-star. Shoulders are relaxed. One more breath. Exhale, turn your feet to the left. Keep your arms like this, and I want you to bend your knee, find your lunge, warrior 2. One more breath. Exhale, windmill down. Step forward. Mountain, roll the shoulders out. Perfect. All right. And come back to the front of the mat. So we're going to do the other side now. All right. I'm going to start from here, and then I'll turn to the other way so that we're all in the same direction. All right. So let's inhale up. Exhale, step back. Left leg now. This way. Turning the heels to the left. Legs are nice and wide, back is straight, shoulders are relaxed. Like I said, if your arms are tired, bring them down a little if you need to. Just don't bring them up any higher. Preparing for bilateral stretch again. Inhale, right arm up, left arm along the left leg. Reach. One more breath. Exhale, bring the right one all the way down. As you inhale, left one up. Focus on the breath. It's long and it's smooth. On the exhale, come up all the way. Take your breath. On the exhale, turn your feet to the right. Find your lunge. Warrior two. One more breath. Exhale, straighten right leg, windmill down. Left arm down, step forward, mountain. Roll the shoulders out. Wonderful. Let's get ourselves back down onto the floor. Back down to child's pose. Open up the knees. Take your breath, and on the exhale, make sure that your head and your neck are supported. Again, you can rest them on your stacked fist. On your block, stacked hands, or on the floor. And let's stay here for a couple of breaths just to absorb the benefit of our practice so far. Just relax. Pay attention to the breath. Focus on the breath and how you feel right now in this moment. Hopefully a little more relaxed, calm. For one more breath. And on your next exhale, I want you to slowly bring yourself up out of your child's pose. And let's very gently get ourselves onto our backs now. All the way down. I'd like you to keep your knees bent. Make sure your back is nice and grounded. Shoulders are relaxed. Let's give ourselves a nice big hug. On the exhale, bring the knees up. Big hug. And I want you to rock from side to side. Just rock and breathe. Close your eyes if you'd like. And let's give ourselves a nice back massage, releasing that spine. Give yourself a lovely massage. Rock and breathe. Little circles to the left. Focusing on the lower back a little bit. Little circles to the right. Knees to center, soles of the feet onto the floor. Preparing for twist pose. I want you to inhale, arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, let them fall shoulder height to the side. Take your breath, and on the exhale, I'd like you to see if you can just drop your knees. You can straighten your legs for comfort if you'd like, and look over the